Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of OurVentura TV. Today we're going to be speaking about the CAPS Media Center on Day Street, right next to Ventura College. And joining us is the Executive Director, Patrick Davidson. Welcome, Patrick. And let's just start out with the most basic question. What is CAPS?
George, it's good to see you. It's been a while. CAPS is a public access station. It's not PBS, which is what people think we are. We're there specifically to support the community. In Ventura, we have two channels, Channel 6 and Channel 15. One is for the public, so that anyone, including George, with his show is on there, as well as other people in the community. That's Channel 6, and Channel 15 is primarily government and education. It's been around 20 years, and anyone who lives, goes to school, or works in Ventura can be a member of CAPS, and we provide resources so they can tell their own stories, is basically it.
Very good. Now, some people think that CAPS is financed by the city, and could you just give some information about how that really works?
I'll try to do it in an understandable way. The funding for the CAPS, the primary funding does come from the city, but the fact is that for anyone who gets cable television in Ventura, that's really the source. Because if you look at the bottom of your cable bill in Ventura, it's Spectrum, and it'll have two lines. One says franchise and one says PEG. That stands for public education and government. But in any event, cable subscribers pay a small fee. Those fees are collected by the city, and a portion of that funding comes to CAPS. So that's our revenue stream. So it isn't general tax dollars. It isn't other things in the city, for businesses and so on. It's really the cable entity. Now, obviously, we serve the entire community, not just people that get cable. So in a sense, the cable subscribers are providing the resource for the rest of the community. And then we do fee for service work. We do work for the county. We do work for the school district. We do work for other entities, and they will hire us for our video services or to use the resources, which is, among other things, a lovely studio right in the middle of Ventura and a radio station, all of which George has used many times, and it's available for the public.
Very good. Speak to some of the challenges that are occurring these days for community media stations.
Well, the primary challenge is, in a sense, as I tend to say, it's these things, because people don't need to necessarily come in and check out our cameras, because they can shoot their own stories on their phones and things like that. However, so that's one of the challenges, that we used to be a resource for the equipment. That's become less and less. But I would say with the real resource we provide is we help people in storytelling, because George is a master of this, but most people aren't. And how you put a story together, how you weave it together, how you build that story, and how you edit it. And editing is far more important than video. Editing really is where it all comes together. Because unlike the written word, where your eye can bounce around the page and select the information as you want to absorb it, video is linear. You don't really stop it. You have to build on it. You can only put so much in. There's a lot of things like that we try to convey to our members and others so they can be more effective in their storytelling. And the days of doing a 30-minute show or a 15-minute show, which is what I did for 40 years in Hollywood, have narrowed down to like a minute or 2 minutes, because social media is really a main way people communicate. But there's still opportunities to tell longer stories, which are my personal passion, and are more effective, in my opinion. And so we are, by the way, we're on television. We also broadcast. We also live stream. You can find us on, all the social media platforms. We're moving along with the times. So in terms of the challenges, it's really some of the same challenges for the storytellers. And the thing I'll add is the one thing that's great about our Ventura is, you can find it at CAPS and online and other places. If you do something on your phone and put it out there on social media, how do people find it? Whereas we can really drive them to an audience. We can drive an audience to that information that we put on CAPS. And that's what we're trying to do, get that message out to have more people use us.
Very good. Now, of course, people will be watching this show on TV and they'll be watching it online. Could you speak a little bit more about the radio station?
Yes, I will. I laugh about it a little bit because the radio station was the absolute passion project of one of our employees, Elizabeth Rodino, who's been at CAPS for, I want to say, almost 12 years. I'm the newcomer. I've been there only 8 years. The rest of the staff has been there 10, 12, 15 years. Elizabeth did radio in college and loved it. And she kept pitching to me, we should have a radio station. We should have a radio station. I'm a TV guy. And I'm going, a radio station? Am I going to put a payphone in the lobby? Why do I want to have a radio station? Anyway, I finally relented and said, okay. So we jumped through the hoops, which were considerable, and literally put the tower on the roof in a rainstorm for the last possible day it could go up to meet the FCC guidelines and put it on the air. And it is a huge hit. People love radio. People love telling their programmings. We have music shows, we have talk shows, we have all kinds of things. And again, yeah, they're on the local radio station, but they're online. So some of the music shows have literally worldwide audiences. And for a lot of people, it's an easier threshold. It's an easier skill set, if you will, than doing television. Television, you got cameras and lights and all that other stuff. Radio is this. It's talking, it's sharing, it's having an interview, it's having a conversation, or it's sharing the music that you love, or the cooking that you love, or whatever that is. So we launched KPPQ, I think 7 years ago, and it is hugely successful, very popular. And for us, for CAPS, expanded our service to the community because we reached another set of the public who wanted to do radio as opposed to video. So again, our mission is media, communication within the community. So radio fits perfectly. It's really fun too.
Good. Now, could you outline a brief path for someone who might be interested in learning more or actually, be putting on a radio show or a TV show?
Sure. The first thing, obviously, is to go to our website, capsmedia.org. The information's there, the FAQs, all of that. My number is there. They could reach out to me. They could reach out to Donald, who runs the place, and Elizabeth, and get in touch with us and tell us what you want to do. We literally had somebody show up with a wagon with VHS tapes a number of years ago saying, my dad recorded all of these shows. What do I do with them? And we helped him transfer all of that media to digital. And then he hosted a series of stories about his father's stories. And he is now an active member of CAPS. He is now producing his own little animation pieces and all kinds of things. And he had never worked in video or media at all. It was a totally new world to him. Bill is amazing and he absolutely loves it. But he learned from the ground up. And we specialize in that. If you don't know how to use all the toys, that's not what's important. Do you have a story to tell? Do you have something you want to share? I'll say that I'm one of 4 siblings. I have now interviewed all of my siblings. I got them all in the studio and said, let's tell family stories. It seems simple, but all day long, we kept saying, I didn't know that. I didn't know, as our siblings were telling stories. That's the kind of thing that I think is something we can do at CAPS, and we can do it for others. So get involved.
Oh yeah, well said, Patrick. We're just about out of time here. I wonder if you could repeat the website one more time, and also, do you have a summating message for the viewers?
The website is capsmedia.org, capsmedia.org. The summarizing message I would say is, this is really fun. Media is, look at George. George is laughing, and I agree with him. It really is fun. I stumbled into this business, I've had the honor of interviewing 4 presidents in the United States and all kinds of things. I just got into it, and I love stories. I love people's stories, and that's what we do really, really well. So join us, give us a call, come in, tell us what you'd like to do, and allow us to help you to get your message out to the community. That's why we're here.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We're going to wrap up here. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.